Good morning everybody, we've got a Skoda Superb in today. This car's coming in from a good customer of ours, Jack, for diagnostics on a whole lot of faults. Got a big list here, so if we run through, we've got check engine light set, exhaust gas temp sensor faults, check and fix all codes, driver seatbelt sensor not working, radio infotainment system fault, brake light warning, glow plug warning, thermo fan stuck on, headlights are buggered, driver lights both cut out intermittently. So we've got a few things to go on here. We'll start with the EGT sensors. Ignition on. We have three faults, sorry. P0544, so that's set twice, and P242A, which is set twice as well. So that's EGT sensor, bank 1 sensor 3, and bank 1 sensor 1. Sensor circuit bank 1, and then that's for sensor 3. So we're looking at sensor 3 now. We're going to want to go into our engine ECU live data, start this thing up, and then if we just punch in temp, that's normally enough. Let's have a look at our coolant temp while we're there. After particulate filter, prior particulate filter, go prior catalytic converter, and we'll also write in exhaust, gas recirculation. Okay, so our temp sensor PIDs don't say exhaust. Now, what do we got here? Pre-cat converter 930 degrees Celsius, prior particulate filter 126, coolant temperature is at 65, and then after looks like it. Alright, so as you can see, I'm across what I think is temp sensor 3, just from memory. They're all backwards. It says bank 1, temp sensor 3, but I believe it's actually this very front one here. I'm hooked across it, stuck at 3.3 volts. Obviously it's negative because the meter leads are the wrong way around. I mean, we can flip that, that's no big deal. When we start it up, obviously we want to see a change in that reading, and we got nothing. So what I'll do now is I'll hook it up across another sensor so you can see what we're looking at, what our known good is. So that sensor just seems to be completely dead. Alright, now as you can see, we're hooked across a good sensor, and you'll see it slowly creeping up, 720 millivolts. If I get in there and give it a bit of throttle, we'll just get in here and we'll get it nice and hot. We're at about 733 millivolts, so that sensor is reading. If we turn this off, you'll see that this will start to drop down. So that's a known good sensor. That's measured voltage across the sensor itself, and as you can see, that is reading fine. So this is going to need a new temp sensor. It reads as bank 1 sensor 3, but it's actually this top one here. Now we're going to move on to the other faults. Alright, and just to show you, this is a good diagram. I remember pulling this up from previous jobs. Temp sensor 3, number 4 there, so it's a G495, is the one that bends into the top of the DPF right there. So that's what she's going to be needing for that. Next thing on our list, I think, is some brake lights. Alright, now just re-scanning, we've actually got a bank 1 sensor 1 code as well. So sensor 3 and sensor 1. Sensor 3 sorted, sensor 1 we're on to now. Different way of testing these, put a resistance across it. So we've got, what have we got, 352 ohms across that sensor plug, and that simulated 210 degrees on that sensor. So that should be enough for me to now go back, clear this code, and start this car without any glow plug issue, or glow plug warning on the dash or anything like that. This particular one has two buggered sensors, so the first one up the top, and then that sensor 1 is down the bottom from memory. Alright, and with that bypassed, as you can see, we've got no codes left.